1, crescendo!
Match number 40. We're playing 100 total qualification matches here at the Pacific Northwest District Championship. A little bit of Blue Alliance traffic as they try to pick up some additional notes. One up and over, almost at the stage, almost hit Stokely. With all our Stokely safe and sound, we're here in Teleop with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. 34-31 your live score. Slightly in favor of the Red Alliance, but that can all quickly change. 7 notes scored in Speaker and Amp for both of our alliances at this time. Looks like one robot in front of the red source, but not moving. Our field crew looking to help check them out. I believe that is, unfortunately, 25-22 Royal Robotics of your Red Alliance. Solid signal light indicating a potential disconnection. Hopefully our field crew can help get them reconnected and back up and running. Blue Alliance robots heading back from the Blue Alliance source. That's 2930, the Sonic Squirrels. Up into the blue speaker it goes. That speaker just finished amplifying. So not sure if that counted for 5, but they do have the lead now, 54-42. Red robots lining up with the Red Alliance subwoofer. Actually, one has to cycle back towards the amp, it seems like. They pick up that note, reset, and yes, indeed, that note goes in the amp. 1 point on the board for the notes, and potentially additional notes in the bank for the amplification. Blue Alliance robot lining up with the blue subwoofer. Here comes the Sonic Squirrels now, I believe, with the amp. They do score that note in the amp. 1 note in the bank. Can't quite tell if there's 2 in there just yet, but they do potentially have their hand hovering. Yes, they do hit that button for the amplification. Each note in that speaker worth another 5 points to their Alliance scorers. They solidify their lead in the last 30 seconds of the match. Another note up and good. That's from 2926, the Robo Sparks. As we enter endgame, Robo Sparks enter risky territory. They're on the Red Alliance half of the field. Get bumped into by 488, Team Xbot. The team from Seattle making their way back towards the Red Alliance half the field, up on stage. 2 robots up on the Blue Alliance stage, and in the trap from the Sonic Squirrels. Difficult challenge there. Excellent endgame work from your Blue Alliance teams. We will see how that affects our scores in just a little bit. Scores now in for match 40. Up on the board here at the track, it goes to your Blue Alliance. 107-63, your final score. All 4 ranking points go to each of your Blue Alliance teams. That's 2 for the win, 1 for the Melody bonus, and 1 for the ensemble. Excellent achievement there. 1 ranking point for the Melody goes to your Red Alliance as well. Josh, what do you think about the event so far? What have you seen?
Yeah, you know, I think I love seeing those highly competitive matches, you know, as we start approaching kind of a norm of nearly those 3 or triple-digit point matches. I really loved seeing what Blue Alliance was able to show there, and it really shows the competitiveness of this event. My highlight actually isn't even about that match. It's about we talked yesterday about district points and about the level of competitiveness coming into this event and just the crazy number of district points some teams had. Our statisticians behind the scenes have kind of run some of the numbers. If we look at last year's 184-point threshold to make it out of here, to make it to champs, right? There's some fun numbers out of here. On average, a team would need 96 points at this event to make it out of here, which that sounds like a big number until you look further down the page. Assuming you're not winning EI, Rookie All-Star, Impact, things like that, there's 198 points on the table this weekend. That's assuming you went clean sweep all the way through qualifications, clean sweep upper bracket in the playoffs, and you ended up taking home the blue banner, up to 198 points, not counting awards available here, which is kind of wild, right? It makes that number seem super achievable. And the other note, we have coming into this event, the team with the lowest district points needs 141 points to make the threshold, so still completely possible. There is nobody eliminated from advancing this weekend, which is really exciting to see. And looking at the other end of this, at the top end of our leaderboards coming in here, 25-21, they needed just 40 points to make that threshold. Now, we don't know if 184 is set in stone. That changes every year, although it hasn't changed in a couple of years just by happenstance. But it shows, that kind of performance is a great way to meet that threshold and be one of those 22 teams we send onwards to Houston.
Absolutely, yeah. This is, for those maybe not in Pacific Northwest District, this is our culminating event. We've had a bunch of weeks of district events, week after week, of teams at different venues playing with each other. Now this is the cream of the crop here to PNW District, all playing together here. We've got some exciting matches coming up yesterday, today, tomorrow, all throughout our weekend.
And not only is it some of the best teams in the Northwest, there's one more stat line I didn't get to work in, but if you're going to just throw me on the spot, not only do we have the best teams of the Northwest here, we have 9 teams here in attendance this week that are in the top 5% of all 3,400, almost 3,500 teams in FRC total, and 2 teams that are in the top 1% of that list.
Ooh.
So for anybody who thinks Northwest doesn't have powerhouses, tune into the stream right now, twitch.tv, where we first inspires 14 this week?
15? Yeah.
Something like
or
that.
Or first swap blue 2.
Or blue 2, or we can just send it back down to Natalie for qualification match number 41.